I know how to rep my city. I know how to rep my city. So throw your wood up.
Welcome back to the Love Deposit Studios. You got Patches of Dread here, or Vince. You hear those names interchangeably. But we're here, man, for our series of living testimony. And we're talking to someone that's been a mover, a groover. You've heard of him. And it's another one of those names you hear of it. When I mention it, you're going to ask yourself, man, where do I know that cat from? But I'm going to share it with you. And we're going to talk about then, now, and what he's doing in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Maurice Squeaky Macc. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Just trying to hold on.
Right on.
In this interview, I'm just going to ask you a few questions as a guide, and we're going to touch on the beginning, the middle, is where I like to focus, and then the end for now, so where you're projected to be. So I like to start by asking a simple question. What part of town did you grow up in?
I grew up in South Dallas.
Okay.
I grew up in Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
I grew up in Oak Cliff. So, but a lot of my younger years were like from South Dallas to Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
And then I shipped on to Oak Cliff.
So walk me through that. You know, with all of our guests, I typically talk about 3 decades. Typically for most of them, it's been the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And if somebody wants to venture to the 2000s for them now, we do that. But tell me, you know, how was it growing up in Pleasant Grove in South Dallas?
It was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, I had a lot of fun, a lot of trials and tribulations too. But you know, it brought me to be the man that I am now. But you know, it was good, man. It's good times. You know.
All right, so walk me down that path. So when I'm talking to people, I like to talk about the things that we saw or experienced that impacted our lives and changed the way that we view things, people, and our loved ones. So when we talk about trials and tribulations in Pleasant Grove, South Dallas, tell me about a couple of things that impacted you.
Well, one of the main things that impacted me was me being out at a young age, like you know, roughly 12, 13. Well, my parents was addicted, you know, they were addicts and stuff, so I ended up being homeless, you know, so for a few years, you know,
wow.
Like 12, 13, 14,
wow.
Yeah, I was homeless. I was sleeping in vacant apartments, and you know, I went through all that. I used to sleep in, I remember sleeping in the washing area, you know, the washing area in the apartments.
Because it'd be warm.
Yeah, so yeah, I would get change, you know, the change that I would keep or whatever. I put it in the dryer and open up the dryer and close the door, you know, just to keep warm in there and stuff like that. So, you know, and then I had a lot of good friends too though that would come and sleep out with me when they found out that you know that's what I was doing. And then I had one real good buddy by the name of Kenny Sparks. Kenny Sparks, I love him to death. Love his mom. I used to sleep in a house next to theirs, you know, so he used to bring me covers, you know, he used to come over there and sleep with me and still bring me food. One time, well, a lot of times, but at the beginning, he would sneak me in, and he would sneak me in, and I would like sleep behind or I'd be laying behind the couch while they were eating. He'd come bring me some food or whatever, or at night I'd go sleep or go up under the bed or in the closet, but his mom started finding me, and the way she used to find me was my feet. My feet smelled, they stunk. My feet stunk, but anyway, you know, that just molded me to be a strong individual.
So, how does, when you say you're homeless, your parents are addicts, how does one get to the point of being homeless? Is it that y'all didn't have a home, or was a home life just so, you know, bad that you just got away from it?
No, what it was, well, my father, he had started driving trucks, so he was gone. Anyway, he was always gone. When he did come in, you know, they would smoke or whatever. And my mom, she got real addicted, and to the point to where she would leave. And this last time I remember, she left and left me and my 3 siblings. I had an older sister and a younger brother, younger sister. And she left and she never like returned, to the point to where the people would put I remember them putting this sign. I didn't know what the sign was at first, but eviction notice on the door. I used to go and steal food or whatever, but my mama was gone. So that's how I became homeless, really, because when my aunts found out about us being there like that, they took it upon themselves to split us up, as far as like they were like saying, okay, we're gonna take my sisters Rita and my younger sister Sade and John, but they was talking about letting Squeaky go to Buckner home. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, Buckner Boys home.
Yeah, they wanted me to go there, so that's really what made me just go and tip out, and I just stayed in the streets. I didn't want to go to the Buckner home.
Man, unfortunately, I know this story all too well from, my house, being a house of refuge. My mother, people have heard the story of Larry Macc James, my father, but my mother in the neighborhood, when my dad wasn't around, we were a house of refuge. Anybody and everybody stayed with us because she was a true woman of God. And he talked about that. It's just, if you said you were down on your luck, man, we didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? I remember weeks with no food. But one person's pain may be someone else's benefit. You wanted at least a roof over your head or something like that. You can deal with the food part. Maybe you go pick berries. I don't know. But it's sad to hear, man. But it's great to hear that testament. And that goes back to me talking about the testimony. Yeah. And I'm looking at you, and this is like one of my JoJo questions. When you said that, you gazed through it, or you went through it very quickly. But that was a defining moment in your life. And all of us have those moments of shame or thought. JoJo shares his, I share mine, I share my dad's. But hey man, that is a big portion of the reason you're here today, and we're going to talk about some of those successes. So thank you for opening up and sharing that. So you're in Pleasant Grove, you're homeless, your aunts get involved. And I was going to ask you about how many siblings and stuff that you had, but you already broke that down, so I won't go back there. What did you learn, or what did you decide, because I'm sure there were some mental conversations, that you were going to do in your life to never end up in a situation like that ever again?
Back then, like at a young age, I started hustling.
Absolutely. That's what I'm going.
I started being a lookout. I started getting it how I witnessed. I was on the street. I was out there. I was out there with the D boys. So I was a little bitty dude, but I knew that they needed somebody to help them do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was willing. And I always been like kind of headstrong too. I started being a lookout. Then I started selling dope. I remember they used to hand me fake dope. I ain't know fake, but if y'all you've been in the streets, you understand it, the procaine and stuff like that. So I just started hustling, and I wasn't going back. I wasn't finna be in that position any longer, because I knew if I get out and give me some money, I can give me a place, or I can go shack up, because I shacked up when I was real young.
For sure.
Girlfriend and baby mama, and I was real young.
So you're 13, and what I'm thinking is, I'm probably deflecting some of my thoughts of when I was experiencing similar things in my life. What were your feelings, though, when you started selling the very narcotic that your parents were hooked on?
I didn't have feelings then. I wasn't thinking that deep into it, because I didn't witness them doing it. Okay. But, once I got a little older and was still out there, still young, but the years passed by, then I did run across my old man, or my T. Jones, and then, got to the point to where it used to piss me off, especially, we had a thing around there, hey man, don't sell nothing to my mama. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see my mama come around, don't sell my mama no dope. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to it. Yeah. But I would still sell my dope, and I wouldn't sell people nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, it changed my mind about a lot of things as far as like selling dope.
Yeah, so, I talk about the crack era. I tell you, we go through the decades. And, something very memorable to me when I was coming up in some of my OGs, and, I've done my share of work. Sometimes they'd be like, whether they cared or not, but they'd be like, man, that dope thing can't get no more dope today. Or they might beat them up, kick them in the ass, knock them down, stomp them. Or sometimes they politely be like, go take care of your kids. Here, don't buy no dope. Did you experience any things like that during the crack era where people were abusing the drug addicts or being empathetic towards the drug addicts? Yeah. And I didn't like that. I didn't like it. I wasn't the one that took that and ran with it, because I knew that they were, I don't know how I knew it, but I knew that they were in a hole.
You know what I'm saying? I knew that I never looked down on them. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like for others to look down on them neither. You know what I'm saying? Not around me. I never been the one, hey, let's go on, you know, just because they own dope, I'm finna do them wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've never been that type.
Okay. So, at what point, what middle school did you go to?
I went to John B. Hood.
John B. Hood. Okay, I've been hearing that name a lot. I know about Hood too.
Yeah, I went to Hood.
So,
I went to Zoom Walk too.
You went to Zoom Walk.
Yeah,
okay. So we're gonna walk through that because I grew up there 52nd right off Zoom Walk. So you're at John B. Hood. It's in Pleasant Grove. I know that they were active up there.
Yeah.
What kind of student were you?
I've always been smart, you know, but I was acted out too, you know, because at that time I was going through.
Certainly.
You know, so and a lot of people didn't know, you know what I'm saying, I was really going through, but I acted out and I was like a little clown, but I was an artist then too. You know, I wanted to be a rapper too, so.
Okay.
You know, but I think I was a good kid. In a sense.
So you're going through this.
Mm-hmm.
You're homeless. Your friends are helping you.
Mm-hmm.
You're at John B. Hood. You're an artist now, so I'm assuming that entails some talent shows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No
talent shows.
No talent shows.
So when did you discover this talent?
On the blacktop, yeah, we rap or whatever.
Okay.
I discovered it actually in elementary.
Okay.
Yeah, so I discovered it in elementary, and what made me want to do it was watching others rap. Blowfly. Blowfly was the first dude. He wrote my first rap.
My partner Blowfly or the real Blowfly?
Blowfly, your partner Blowfly, the rapper.
Okay.
Blowfly.
Yeah.
He wrote my first 1-2-1-2 rap. It was 1-2-1-2.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I memorized it, and I still know a little bit of it now. I'm not gonna say it, but and that from then on, I took off.
So, at what point do you move to South Dallas?
No, I'm from South Dallas.
Okay, so you moved to Pleasant Grove. And what point do you move to Oak Cliff?
From the Grove, what happened was a friend of mine named Keaton. He used to be in the Grove too. You know, his mama was, you know, at whatever. But he got turned on to some cats in Oak Cliff where he was hustling. So they got a trap out there or whatever, you know, so he ended up bringing me out there, you know, so I started hustling out there in the trap, living in the trap in Oak Cliff. So I stayed in the trap in Oak Cliff for a while. And that's why a lot of people think I'm from the Cliff, because I stayed out there for a long time. Yeah. And I made a name out there, you know, because I was one of the youngsters that, you know, that held it down. You know what I'm saying? I got my money, I stick to myself, you know what I'm saying? I was one of the ones when the goals was really first coming in, you know what I'm saying? I had a mouth full of goals, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Now it makes sense, because I thought you were from Oak Cliff too.
Nah, everybody think I'm from Oak Cliff, but I got a lot of love, and I love my Oak Cliff people. You know what I'm saying? My family is really, half of my family, the Pauls is from Oak Cliff.
Okay.
The Wallaces and Thomases, we from the South, you know, but we just kind of split up. But
okay.
Yeah, I got love for the Cliff, so I rep the Cliff too, just like I rep the South.
Yeah. I have a keen understanding of a calm demeanor.
Okay.
You have a very calming demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
And typically that means one or two things. One, and the easiest one, is you're a very calm person. It's about business, about money. You don't bother nobody unless they bother you. Or two, you're a very calm person because you're trying to hide something, and should something arise, you're a monster.
It's a mixture of both. You know, but I mean, I'm calm. I've been laid back for a long time. You know, it's just me. But like you said, you know, just don't rub me the wrong way. I sit and smile and laugh, but don't bring the other person out, because it's hard to stop when I get there. Okay. But I don't like going
Absolutely.
there. Yeah, I'd rather come and talk about it, and let's, you know, but it's a but. Yeah. It's a but. That's Squeaky right there. You see, he's talking to Maurice right there. Squeaky.
Okay.
Yeah, Squeaky, he's an asshole.
Okay. At one particular point, you're hustling,
mm-hmm.
and you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, was that during high school? After high school? When did you get in trouble?
The first time I got in trouble was it was after high school. I was in Midland.
Okay.
So I went to Midland. I used to fly to Midland when I was, you know, I think I was 15 something. But anyway, I used to fly to Midland and hustle down there, and stay down there like 6 years. But yeah, that's when I first caught a little case down in Midland. Midland, Texas. I love Midland, Texas too, man. Hey, man, that's my second home.
Yeah.
Shout out to Midland, Texas, Rooster, D-Ray, Zed, everybody.
So it's so funny, man. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know that Squeaky was Squeaky when he reached out, because I met him before in the studio. And I've been following this cat, man, this young cat. And people that know me, they know who my family members are in the industry. But I've been following this young cat that just got released from prison. And he said, my dad is Squeaky Macc. And you talk about Midland and Odessa, he told stories about it in his music. And the guy is very lyrical. Man, he was connected to Mo 3 at one particular point. Matter of fact, got a song called I Ain't Mad at You. So who was that individual to you?
That is my youngest. That's not my youngest, but that's my boy. I call him Young. That's my son. He's my step boy, but I've been having him since he was like 4 or 5. So I've been around him. So that's my son. That's my seed.
Stay addicted to that pot, nigga. Look, yeah, we were once 2 niggas of the same kind. Used to run down on these niggas with the same mind.
So he's making some noise, doing some great things. So I can say that you guys come from a musical family. But since you said that you raised Gunna since he was 3, 4 years old, were you in his life when he got shot in the eye?
Yeah, he didn't get shot in the eye. He got hit in the eye.
Hit in the eye.
Yeah, I was right there with him. I held him while the police hit him with a baton. You know, it bothers me because the reason it happened was really because of me. Because what was going on, they had just did a show. I forgot the little club name or whatever. Me, Bruce Hollis out there. They did a show and some youngsters was, you know, talking mess, you know what I'm saying, to him or whatever, while they was up on stage. So I'm down there watching my boy. I'm like, hey man, they're mine. You know, they're my boys. You know what I'm saying? They was called MV3. It's him, my oldest son, Dino, and but
Mo 3?
No.
Somebody else.
No, but these youngsters was down there talking mess. You know what I'm saying? So I was saying, hey, my boy, ooh, and the youngsters still talking mess to me. So by that time, Lil Squeak seen it, him and Dino, and you know they a fool about their pops. So
Yeah.
Zilly. And when they came down, well, actually we was outside. So when we walked outside, the youngsters was still talking mess. So by that time, Lil Squeak came around, look at Pops, and we're finna square up with the dude.
Okay.
And just so happened the dude that he was finna square up with was a friend of mine's son. But anyway, they didn't even throw no punches. But the police security that was out there came all up with his baton. And instead of, you know, just grabbing him or stopping him, he swung, pop, and hit him. When he hit him, he fell. And I grabbed him, he's just bleeding out of his eye.
Oh man.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
So yeah, I apologize, I got that one mixed up, but I saw the news clipping when I watched the video. And not the news clip from back then, and I was like, dang, what did he get shot in the eye? But no, that was crazy. So now thank you for sharing that story. Which high school did you go to?
I went to Lincoln and I went to Skyline.
Lincoln and Skyline. I went to Skyline too. I went to every school. So when did you go to Lincoln first?
No, I went to Skyline first.
So Lincoln was your home school, and Skyline was the magnet school, if you will. Okay. So tell me this: was there a particular reason you decided something that you decided to study at Skyline that wasn't available at Lincoln?
No, I didn't even stay at Skyline that long.
Okay.
I didn't even make it through the night.
Okay.
Like I said, I was a little bad actor, so I was kicked off of, I think they said I couldn't be 1,000 feet from the school because I went in there and, you know, it was like a little rumble or whatever and kind of gang stuff, you know, Sun Chase Posse, that's who we were. And, you know, but I had a gun in the school and, you know, the principal got the gun, but I got kicked off the, you know, the premises. So I really didn't go that long.
Okay.
Neither did I go to Lincoln that long.
So I'm going back through my memory because I don't remember all of those guys, but this is the time of the military mob and Ferguson boys. Yeah. Okay. You know, so I tell you I was around. And for those that don't know, what Mr. Macc mentioned earlier about Buckner Boys Home, Buckner Boys Home was directly across the street from Skyline High, so it's a boys' home. So
yeah, it was diagonal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a boys' home.
So okay, now you made it to the 9th grade. You get in trouble, get into a big brawl. What happens? I mean, at what point do you get incarcerated?
No. I just really I knew I wasn't going to finish school because of our situation. I knew my sister was, you know, whatever. But, you know, like I said, then I was forced to take care of my younger sister and younger brother. They actually thought I was their father. I used to steal from Miss them and get food or whatever. But I knew I had to take care of them, so I knew I wasn't gonna finish school anyway.
Okay.
So I didn't even try to go back or do nothing like that.
Okay. Okay.
Not a good thing. Kids stay in school.
Stay in school. For sure. And listen, I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not going into my story, but I mean, there was some good reason though. There was some good reasons. A lot of what we call distractions that you were dealing with in real life, or other people were playing. You were dealing with real life things.
Yeah. It wasn't a choice that I was like, okay, well, I just want to be, because I really wanted to, in my mind, finish school, because I like I said, I was a smart kid. I love science. I love a lot of things, and it's crazy because of my vocabulary and the way that I speak, people swear that I finished.
Yeah.
I didn't, but anyway.
So you move out to Midland, lived there for 6 years.
Yep.
What happens?
Them feds, man. Them people was, it started becoming crunch time down there, and shit was hitting the fan. And in Midland, my thing down there was I was a cooker.
Okay.
So, I used to stretch the dough to make it bigger than what it really was. So I felt like at that time, when shit started like getting real hot, I knew that I was going to be one of the ones that was going to point the finger, hey, because shit, I'm making them get charges bigger than what it really was.
Yeah.
And then I'm an outsider, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even from around there. And I'm fly, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting the little girls. I knew I was going to be the one they were going to tell them. So I had to go ahead and tip back out. Come on back to Dallas.
During that time, you continued with making your rap music.
I actually dropped my first album, me and Kenny and Zet and T-Bone, OG T-Bone from Midland. We dropped an album called Playboy Gangsters. Dropped the first album, I think I was 18 years or something.
Okay.
We dropped the album down there, so that was my first album.
How did that do?
It did pretty good. We had Brian Sewell, that was our manager or whatever, and we didn't really see no
dividends. Yeah.
But I really wasn't tripping on it because I was making money doing other things. Yeah, I was good. You know what I'm saying? We was limoed down and everything. We were looking the part, but as far as like seeing revenue from the album or whatever, album sales, I don't remember seeing any. And even to this day, I see it on sites and this and that. It's crazy, but I don't care. It was a good experience.
Okay. You dropped this album. Where does life take you next?
I came down here and started hustling some more. Started hustling some more. I was on Keys and Boat.
Okay,
so,
Keys and Boat.
Yeah, money was real good then. I don't know if you remember Vernon Hills Apartments.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, before they knocked them down, they burnt them down. I knew they was gonna burn them down. So, yeah, I was down here hustling, man. I was down here doing my thing. So.
Okay, so you were hustling. So is it fair to say you were hustling and doing music simultaneously?
But mostly hustling.
Mostly hustling?
I was just known for I can rap too.
Okay.
But I was mostly hustling.
Okay. At one point, do you decide I'm gonna go 100% into music?
Yeah. I hooked up with Fire Station.
Okay.
Spliff Wayne. I don't know if you know
Spliff Wayne. I know him.
Yeah. I hooked up with them and began to do some music and start getting a little name other than the Squeaky acting ignorant. It was the Squeaky Macc could rap.
Okay.
Squeaky could rap. So I kind of took to that because I knew that that other name and that other stuff was gonna give me, even though I still got jammed, but I began to get noticed a lot for my music. You know what I'm saying? So I started taking it serious. And staying in the studio and we started doing shows then and at that time I did get jammed up and ended up going to state.
You went to TDC?
Yeah, but I was on the state side. So you got TDC and you got state.
Oh, like state jail? State jail. Okay. So tell me about that.
I got jammed up for gun charge. I had a few gun charges actually. A few gun charges and a dope case. I got jammed, went to state jail and did a little time there. You know what I'm saying? I think I did a year and a half or something like that. And yeah, did that and went down there and ended up meeting another artist. Because when you're in jail, when you're especially in TDC or state jail, you got artists that or people that put artists up against one another, especially if your name ringing, my name ringing. You know, my name was ringing for Dallas. And another artist's name was ringing for Fort Worth.
Yeah.
You know, Twisted Black. So we became good buddies in there, but we fell out afterwards. You know.
Okay, you know the funny part is he actually, I'll say this, Twisted, he's one of my favorite rappers. Because when I heard him, I was rapping myself, but he just had a certain kind of twang that he put on, and he was really good with the hooks. So tell me about that state jail experience, you meeting and knowing Twisted Black. It
started off like I said, we became real good buddies because I used to fall out of place, and falling out of place is going out of place. I'm supposed to be in state jail area. And it's like a fence, and then you got TDC. So like lunchtime or whatever, you know, I would fall out of place. And fall out of place means you're gonna go all the way to their side, and somebody from there is gonna come over here and take your place when it's time for count.
Oh, okay.
So I used to fall out of place to go rap with him. You know what I'm saying? We would rock the tank or whatever. You know, because me falling out of place, it was okay because I was already doing day for day. State time is day. If I get caught, they can't give me no more time.
Oh.
So he couldn't fall out of place on my side. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a date or whatever. But yeah, he used to fall out of place and go rap with him, man. And we became real close and cool until he got out before I did and released my song.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Was it a notable song?
Yeah. It was when. Do you remember when he was with? He started with One Good Side.
Yeah, One Good Side. It had something to do with Jack. What you know? Robin.
That's my song.
What? Dude, that was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, they got that for me. That was the whole Tank's favorite song. So when I used to go down there and rock it, the Tank, I'm talking about, I had it so crunk to the point the guards would allow me to come down there. They used to let us go out on the yard, you know what I'm saying? Because we're really not supposed to allow that down there, but they love the song so much.
Wow.
What you known for, Robin? What you known for? Jack, what you known for?
Hustling them dollars and paper stacking.
Yeah, that's Squeaky.
Man, so you know I was telling the truth. Yeah, it was dope, man. Look that song
up. Squeaky. And the crazy thing about that, and a lot of people don't know, that at first he wasn't even cussing. I don't know if you remember that. Like he wasn't a cussing rapper, and he wasn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you know that kind of really discouraged me when I came home, because when I came home, I went to Midpoint, the club in Arlington.
Okay.
I went there, and me and Kenny, my partner that allowed me to come in his house, we in there, and I just came home, and the song was on. So my partner, like, damn, Squeak, I didn't know you dropped that high. And I'm like, how did I drop it? And I just came home. I said, I did. So we go to the DJ, and the DJ, I asked him, hey man, whose song is it? He says, Twisted Black. He pointed to him. I go over there. He looking at me like, now he's introducing me to the people, telling them this whose song, we gonna redo it and this and that. I'm like, so now I'm not as mad,
right? Because
I'm thinking, okay, my partner finna look out.
Yeah, he gonna pull me through.
So that night after the club, after the club, we exchanged numbers, we chopped it up. You know, I met C and everything, and he was like, hey, we're gonna remix, we're gonna redo the song and put your verses on it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, gonna bring me in. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. So he's like, I'm gonna send for you. I'm gonna send a limo to Dallas to come get you. He did that. Well, no, before that, he came down there. He came to Dallas, and he met my mom and my dad. You know, that's why I'm thinking it's solid.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's like, hey man, you know, we're gonna leave. I'm gonna send a limo because we got a show going on. I'm gonna send a limo. We're gonna come to the show. You know, we're gonna get on stage. You're gonna say the hook. He gonna do his verses. After that, we're gonna go to the studio and we're gonna throw your verse in there.
Okay.
Like, cool.
Okay.
It didn't happen. That night, they had some type of confrontation with some more cats, and he sent me back to the house. You know what I'm saying? Because it was some shit jumping on.
Yeah.
So I go to the house. When I get to the house, you know, I'm crunk because I'm knowing my bro in my mind. You know, it's finna go down. T-John and them, we all happy. You know what I'm saying? So go to the house, and the next day, mind you, some shit had just jumped off out there. So I'm calling him. He not answering. Now I'm worried because I'm thinking, damn, something happened to me.
Yeah.
He never answered. Another day, I call, never answered. Week go by, I ain't heard nothing. Month passed, I'm like, shit. I'm thinking, you know, something happened to him. The album dropped. The Squeaky name ain't nowhere.
Which album was that?
The One Good Side with the
song.
Yeah. What you known for with it on there? I didn't have no credit. I didn't have nothing, so it tore me up. it tore me up. You know what I'm saying? It fucked me up because I'm like, how could he do me like that? So, you know, I ended up going to the studio and dropping the song about him.
This track?
Yeah, Knock 'Em Out Squeak. But, you know, like I said, when that album dropped, I think it was on No Handouts. At that time, I was hot-headed still, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm frustrated and I'm hurt and you know what I'm saying? I'm confused, so I'm still doing squeaky bad shit, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as before the album dropped, I go to jail again. You know what I'm saying? I go to jail again. So the album drops while I was in jail, and I get out, and we just didn't push it because now I get out mad because I'm like, how y'all gonna drop my album without? You know what I'm saying? So I'm angry at everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, that with Twisted, that kind of messed me up for a while. You know what I'm saying?
So how long did you do on the second bit?
I did 2 years.
So you did 2 the first time?
No, I did a year and a half.
You did a year and a half.
Yeah,
Came out.
2.
We're working on music, thinking you're about to make progress and blow. Got mixed up, and you end up continuing to hustle.
Yeah.
And going back for 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. Cause I'll be honest with you, man. When I said he was one of my favorite artists, it's just because, you know, I've listened to a bunch of them. I come up with Big Chief and Grass Highs and so many other Polar Bear. You know, that's my brother, and my own album did well. The Cottonmouth Jessies and all that. But he had a certain way of pronouncing things and how he articulated, and it was just really catchy.
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't lie. I can't knock him and say, oh, he ain't shit, man. He's dope.
Yeah, he's dope.
He's super dope.
Still dope. I still listen to him from the Fed.
And he's still dope and one of my favorites still, but I just don't respect him as a person like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But he got good music. I don't knock him. I don't say, hey man, fuck him, woo. At first I was, because everybody was comparing us. Yeah. Our sound, because the way Squeaky was rapping, my tone and everything was, they were saying I sound like him. Oh. And I'm like, nah, y'all. You know what I'm saying? With the hook and everything, I'm like, nah, y'all. You know, but that's the way I was rapping. But I had to stop it because I was tired of especially people that I'm around, and y'all know what's going on, and I'm telling y'all, I guess y'all ain't believing me, telling me I sound like this cat, you know, but he's dope, he's super dope. And he ended up going to Midland. That's how he got his case. Yeah. He could end up going down there with my people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, with Zed, Young Thousand, whatever happened, but yeah, he's super dope artist. Super dope.
It almost seems like a prequel to what I call a deja vu. A prequel to a deja vu of Meezy and Mo3. Yep. Because for those that don't know, man, if you look at these guys, they kind of look similar, and then they got a similar flow. And people are constantly saying, Meezy, you trying to take his style, and so forth and so on. But only the people that know.
Yeah, yeah. And I've never like shared it and I, you know, this is like the second time that I've really spoke about this. You know what I'm saying? Like in the public eye or whatever. But and then, you know, the stuff with Lil Squeak and Mo3, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, because they was partners. Yeah. They was a group. You know what I'm saying? They loved each other at one time. You know what I'm saying? And then I tell a lot of people, man, they was young cats. They got into it. They men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the internet really kind of blew it out and made it into something else. So now they got egos. Yeah. This one got to be harder. This one, you know what I'm saying? To the point to where I remember one time I called both of them. I called him and Lil Squeak and Rainwater. I'm trying to get them together because I'm instead of telling them, hey man, it don't cost me like $3-4 worth of gas. Y'all can put up on each other. You see what I'm saying? Instead of doing all that on the internet, man. And I hate that happened to them.
Yeah, man. So it almost seems like, at least at that time, and then when the thing happened with Mo3 and Yellow, it seemed like, man, the city just had a curse when it came to entertainment. Yeah. Because I can tell you time over time, because like I told you, I was in it. You know what I'm saying? I was messing with JP at the kitchen studios before anybody knew about JP in the kitchen studios. At his house, you know, the Purple House in Garland. So, and then recently, you know, things seem to open up. Within the last, 10 years or so, it seemed to open up. The boogie movement opened it up. And now people are rumbling about this town, rumbling about this place called Dallas, talking about North Afghanistan, talking about Oak Cliff. They learned about South Dallas. So tell me some of the hidden gems in this city and why it's been so difficult for us to come up and sustain that come up.
So hidden gems. I mean, you know, I'm an older cat, man. So you know, I really don't know too many younger ones besides my boy and Big Extra Plug. He hot, and my nephew Amir. You know what I'm saying? I'll be selfishly speaking because I'm going to speak about all the people that I know. So
yeah.
But as far as like more hidden gems of my era, I can speak on.
Yeah.
Like the Gators.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gator Man, even though everybody know him, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he's supposed to have been took off. You know what I'm saying? Took off.
He was dope.
And he's still dope. Gator Man, Fatty Daddy, let's see, Apostle Paul. Do y'all know about Apostle Paul?
Yeah.
Lions Den?
Yeah.
Oh man, super dope, man. But he's street, but he's speaking. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else. AK, rest in peace, AK. Oh man, I can keep on going, man. From and I'm glad that Cotton and Blow is back at it. You know what I'm saying? And doing their thing. You know, so let me see myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the ones.
You remember Devo X?
Yeah.
You remember Joe Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Name them in
we can go through that.
Let's go on.
Not Twisted Black, but Go Hard Black.
Go Hard Black. He's still around.
Yeah.
He's still around. He's doing this thing. Man, it's a lot of them, man. It's a lot of them, man. Whoever I didn't name, man, excuse my mind. Yeah, charge it to my mental, man. I'm tired, but it's a lot of us, man. It's a lot of us, and I keep saying us because, you know, I was one of the ones as far as like with the rap too. But I was, like I said, I was a hothead too. So didn't too many people want to fool with me. I had to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like I said, I was a hothead, man.
So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about two specific things. Mm-hmm. You went from rap to now you're doing almost your own new genre. Mm-hmm. It's a form of kind of hip hop blues, and it's dope.
I call it.
Tell me about it.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I call it urban blues.
Okay.
You know, it's not the old school blues. It's a little bluesy, like you say. It's a little. I'm still spitting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I call it urban blues, and I came up with it in jail. Actually, I don't know what made me start, but I know in my mind I was like, man, I can't get out rapping, and I got all the goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to be the one that, you know, I got kids that's old enough to hear the other kids saying, man, what these old ass niggas, now they gonna be tripping. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of flex. So I'm like, okay, let me figure something out. Because I've always said that, I'm always have something to do with music. Yeah. I'm always have my hands in it. Yeah. From my kids, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I still got a little something. I started writing when I was in the Fed this last time. I was like, I don't know if I was in the cell of an old dude that Pad that used to thing, because I don't know where the harmonizer came from, but I wrote that Many Moons. I wrote it down there, and just like how when I was in the state, man, my tank was so crunk when I just tried. I was like, man, hey man, them dudes up there rapping. I'm like, shit, let me try my seas on the chain, gray sky turn blue, they start. Everybody gotta live, everybody gotta die. I'm like, okay. They like, school, come on down. Shit, I started jamming that joint to the point where everybody, they wake me up or I hear them coming down the stairs. Everybody gotta live, everybody gotta die. Same thing to make you laugh, it's the same thing to make you cry.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope, man. Listen, so being a person that, you know, I was in this music game since I was 3rd grade, man. Mm-hmm. And once I aged out, it's kind of like Rainwater always says, man, nobody want to listen to old ass rapper, man. But the truth of the matter is, you know, I've had different people on this stage. And what I've learned is the passion for music never goes away. Mm-hmm. For no matter what the age is, it never goes away. But hip hop or rap is the only genre where we put a time limit.
And that's retarded. I hate it, but it is what it is. I don't like it. I wish I could change it, so I'm changing it the way I can change it.
Yeah, and it's dope.
With this.
It's dope, man.
And I'm pulling them into my world to the point to where they getting to hear it, and then they gonna hear a little rhyming. Yeah, motherfucker, I yell. Yeah, I was still hear
that's dope, man.
You hear me? So, yeah, but I hate that, man. That like you say, that's rap is the only genre where people can be like, okay, you too old. Man, good music don't have a expiration date.
I think that you just got to repackage it. And my reason for saying that And y'all get mad at me, viewers, but I listen to a lot of different things. And the song I'm gonna tell you that I listen to, you're gonna think I'm a racist and I hang my own people. But there's a song called "Welcome to My House."
Okay.
And y'all was coming in, and now you backing down. This dude's talking about, you know, it's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth, and it's a rap type thing. But it's Caucasians now.
What about to say? Who say that?
Yeah, it's Caucasians.
Okay.
And but the song is dope, right?
About shooting somebody in the mouth?
Yeah, yeah, because he was talking. Because this is my country.
Yeah, he talking about shooting a nigga.
And this is
How you like this song? Okay, well, I'm listening to you. Come on.
Yeah.
But my point is, when you think about the Kid Rocks, you think about, I can't remember, New Breed. New Breed is the name.
Okay.
They've taken rap. They do the same rhyme schemes, but they mixed it with a little country, and they made it dope. And I think that what you're doing, and with the clips that I've seen, I mean, it's blues, and it's dope. I just need, you know, I need the views to go up on it.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, so you don't have to call it blues. That can be, I mean, whatever it is. That can be country, rap, whatever it is. But if it's marketed right, it's gonna go, man, 'cause it's dope.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Now, you talked about this federal case. Is that the second time you were locked up, or has there been another lockup that I missed?
That's another lockup. Yeah, I was locked up a lot.
Okay.
This was the last time.
Okay, tell me about that.
The federal case. Okay, so mind you, remember Squeaky the rapper? I had a movement going on after, well, actually before I dropped this song called Ray Charles. I don't know if y'all know anything about Ray Charles. The big time
I
Ray
do.
Charles.
Yeah.
You know, he's home now. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Salute to Ray Charles, you know what I'm saying? So I had a movement going on, the Ray Charles movement, you know, where I did shirts and stuff. This was before he came home, you know what I'm saying?
Is that right?
Yeah. I had a big movement going on to the point where, you know, I was allowing people to donate or if they wanted to give some money for a shirt or whatever. I really just wanted them in the shirt, in my video with the shirt on, but if they give some money, the money was going on his books.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, because, you know, he was one of the ones that I looked to, you know what I'm saying, as far as like hustling. You know, I wanted to be like Ray.
Okay.
You know, he was the quiet type, he was the that's me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I dropped that video. After I dropped the video, I was still like, I wasn't even hustling at all. I was actually using. I became, when my mom passed, I became like a heavy user.
Really?
Yeah, when my mom passed in 2013, so I started doing everything in a sense. I just didn't smoke crack, but I did powder, so damn near the same in a sense. But and I did a lot of, so I was really like high a lot. So anyway, I was dealing with a person that was, you know, dealing with the stuff that I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got jammed and didn't know, got jammed by the feds. And I'm like, damn, I ain't doing no fed shit. But they picked me up. When they picked me up because of the video. And
what?
Yeah, they picked me up because of the video. I'm gonna tell you, I'm finna run it down to you. The CI, which is the confidential informant, lied to them people because this girl, who was a confidential informant, dude was in a rut. He was jammed. So she lied to them and directed them to all of my stuff and was telling them that I was getting word from Ray Charles to take over the streets again. All my music was, I was living this and this and that there. So they picked me up. When they picked me up, they believed her. She was a white girl. Before they even dug into it, because of how big his name is, Ray Charles, and them seeing me do the video at TD's.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was with Twin. I was, you know, I was rapping about it. Cooking dough. I was rapping about dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and I was pretending like I was Ray. So they believed her. So anyway, when they picked me up, they held me in there, you know, a year before they even dug into the case and realized everything she was telling was a lie.
Wow.
My paperwork, all my paperwork is like a movie. They had it to where the woman, the CI, was talking to the police. Squeaky's coming right now to pick up his 9 ounces of heroin. I never touch heroin. They was like, okay, what time is he? I'm talking about, this is a whole back and forth. Yeah. They were saying, I had a big house built in Grand Prairie. I gave out Christmas cards. She was like, I'm gonna let y'all know when he's supposed to be pulling up to do a whole lie. Everything was a lie. point to where my lawyer, when he came and read that to me, he believed it. He was like, man, so what we gonna do? I said, what you mean, what we gonna do? I said, that's a lie. All that's a lie. Everything. So I ended up getting, I shouldn't have signed for shit because I think I could have sued them. But I was so tired of sitting there, and then the feds played dirty.
Yeah.
Ooh, they scared the shit out of me. So what they ended up doing was dropping out, because they tried to give me a dope case, kingpin, all type of shit.
Oh.
So they ended up dropping all that and giving me it's called misimprisonment. And what type of charge that is what they said was because I knew of people that sold dope and didn't call the police on them, that's a misimprisonment. Say for instance, I get jammed tomorrow. Lord, I'm not doing nothing. And he knows it. But say I get jammed tomorrow and my girl, they want to just press my girl. What they can do, they can grab her because we've been together in this relationship. They gonna say, you knew he was selling dope. You were supposed to call the police on him. That's a misimprisonment.
Man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a federal misdemeanor. So they dropped everything, gave me a federal misdemeanor.
And you had to do a year.
I did a year, and I did a year paper. So I'm off that shit.
Man, that's a blessing.
Dirty, yeah.
It's a blessing that you're on paper. But I'll tell you this, man. You said something. You said, man, I had a song called Ray Charles. You know, in 2016, I dropped my album 38, and on there was a song called King of Dallas, and I talk about
Ray.
Ray, and I think Bushy has a song called Ray Charles. So we were all kind of spitting because we were all around and affected by different ways. And matter of fact, when he got out, his people reached out to me. So maybe one day I get him on this couch and we can chat, because there's some things I want to ask him. But in the meantime, man, you formed WMRM. Tell me what that means for the viewers.
It means, the acronym, it's We Make Real Music. We Make Real Music. It started with It was I Make Real Music until me and a brother from another mother of mine, I love him to death, Bruce Wayne, we got together. They was him, Clay Dirt, Rainbow. They had fourth quarter records. But anyway, we got together. I had came home another time. But we got together, and instead of the I, we put a W on it. And we all just came together and We Make Real Music. And we got Lady Savage, we got a couple more artists. We had a hell of a movement going on, man.
So is that still active today?
It's still a family, but it's not as active as it was, because Bruce is doing his thing with Urban Specialists, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to all them. Rest in peace to Brother Omar, but he's doing his thing over there with the Urban Specialist with his book and all that. So he's not into the music.
Okay.
And it's crazy that you say that, because we were literally watching a video that a lot of guys from Dallas all came together, that they did for Bishop Omar, promoting brotherhood, and Measy was on there, you know what I mean, doing this thing. Yeah, you on there? Yeah, so we literally just watched it. I think last week that was my first time ever seeing it, you know what I mean?
Measy, Bendu, who else was on there? I think it was like 5-6 of us.
Yes, it was, yes.
Yeah, it was almost like a self-destruction.
Yeah. You know what? While you were saying that, you said Bendu, and I'm like, we forgot about Bowleg and
oh yeah, we forgot about Leg.
Stampede. Yeah, man, it was just a lot going on.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. That was how I said. Don't charge it to the man. But Leg, that's my bro there too. Bowleg, the whole Stampede record. Yeah, man, it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us, man, that deserves to be, recognized.
Yes, for sure. So I'll tell you this. I got 2 questions for you. One is, when you first stepped into the prison, not the state or any of that, what was your first day like?
Man, I thought they had my name on the wrong card, because they sent me to Coatfield. I'm like, man, shit.
Oh, man.
I ain't finna spend that much time. Yeah, that's a bloody, hey, man, I was nervous. Shit, I was nervous. I wasn't showing it, but in my mind, I'm like, hey, man, y'all not supposed they calling the wrong person to go over here in this cage. This cage, you're going to Coatfield. But I got there, man. It was a laid back unit, man. It was laid back, man. It was cool, It was a lot of artists, man. You know what? That's where all the artists, like dope artists, at, man. They got a lot of time
behind the walls.
Behind the walls, man. I'm talking. I done heard the dopest artists behind the walls, bro. And I'm talking. I got 40, 50 years not coming home, and the talent just gone to waste, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I was nervous.
Another thing is, if you could reach back, talk to your 13-year-old self before things went awry, what would you tell yourself?
Knowing what I know now,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't tell myself anything. I couldn't because I survived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was strong. You know, and to the point to where I don't remember crying.
Yeah.
That's why when you said I zipped through it, talking about it, because sometimes when I speak about it, people they hurt more than me. Like, oh man, no, don't be like that. My mama was like that before she passed. She used to cry because she shook her. She was always like try to tell me and cry to me about how sorry she is.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've never been the type of, well, because my mama, I'm finna downgrade or I used to go try to find my mama.
Yeah.
That was my best friend.
That part.
It's my mama right here, man. You know, that's my best friend. I love her. You know what I'm saying?
Part.
I wouldn't tell myself nothing because, like I said, I made it through.
Okay. That is the testament, guys, and that is the testimony. Listen, we come through some hard struggles and hard pain, and we don't do it to be boastful or to brag. We do it to be transparent because there may be somebody right now that's going through what he went through. And so we've talked about the mistakes that he made and the things that he's doing now. The last thing, Mr. Maurice Squeaky Macc, are there any products that you want to promote or share with us?
Okay, so Life Stories is on all platforms. Life Stories, you can type in Maurice Macc, that's M-A-U-R-I-C-E, M-A-C-C. Life Stories, it's a 8-song EP. That just dropped, what was it, last month or whatever, so y'all check that out. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Maurice Squeaky Macc, Facebook, Maurice Macc Jr., TikTok, same thing. Hey man, nah, we won't talk about that. I'm about to talk about some TikTok stuff too, but anyway. Yeah, y'all go check me out, y'all. Follow me, I'll follow back. Come on, ride with me on this journey. It's gonna be a hell of a one.
Hey, and he mentioned TikTok. TikTok is my friend, Patches the Dread. I do numbers on TikTok, so we'll chop it up about it. Hey man, it's been my pleasure to speak with you. You've been transparent, you've been cool and kosher, so you're probably the most cool guy that I've interviewed. But I think that it didn't negatively impact your story. So thank you, man. I wish you much success. Hopefully we'll have you back.
I appreciate you. I thank y'all for having me too, man. It was a blessing.
Hey man, this is our version of Living Testimonies. I'm here at Love Deposit Studios, man. This has been Patches the Dread. I got JoJo in here. And we are out. Boom.
I know how to